We are going to watch Battlegrounds, drink some Diet Pepsis, and talk about the Ascension.
I'm not angry. What the?
The longest-running weekly, overproduced, under-talented, episodic, sometimes echoing, often infighting wrestling podcast.
And good, happy Sunday evening, wrestling fans. Rody Rob here. This is the Marked Out Wrestling Podcast, episode 372. And we're going to do some reaction to the Chamber, the Elimination Chamber. Some goods, some bads. The pay-per-view I thought was... well, let me introduce the people and then we'll talk about it. Okay, so with me tonight, I have Bionic Man himself, Bionic Brian.
What's up, everybody?
There you go, Bionic Brian. We have Adam is on the phone. Say hi, Adam.
Hey, what's going on?
There you go. Hey, what's going on? Indeed.
Where is he from? On the bathroom?
Yeah, he's in the bathroom taking a poopy. I think a poopy probably.
Yeah, there was no bathroom breaks. I had to pick some time to do it.
Okay, well that's good. Thank you for that. So Adam is, as you can tell, is corresponding via the phone line.
Via satellite.
Yeah, exactly. And we want to welcome all of our viewers, the live viewers from Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube Live. Brian, you want to introduce some of the YouTube Live participants?
Yeah, right now we got Bang Bus, Anaconda Vice, Captain Obvious. Let's see. And Christopher Stike Leather. Teddy Two Stone is just joining us as well. What's going on, guys?
All right. Now, I haven't done this in a while, this whole lead hosting thing. It's going to be interesting and fun.
Feels good. It feels like the old days of the Takedown.
It feels new, man. Oh, don't say that.
Feels like a step back and exactly like the Takedown.
Okay. And to our podcast listeners, thank you for downloading and listening to our reaction to Elimination Chamber. Okay. We're just going to go down. So we're going to run down the card from the beginning of the show to the end of the show. So if you want to talk about the main event, we're going to talk about it. We want to get some of the other matches out of the way first, and then we'll circle back around and talk about the big stuff here, which I don't know if is big is a good kind of word for it. But let's move on. No music needed. Just right into the nuts and bolts of it. The pre-show, let's just start here. We had Heavy Machinery and Bar. They had some words at the announcer's table or whatever you want to say it. Whatever it's called. I don't know what it's called. The dais.
The pre-show desk?
Pre-show desk.
There you go.
Okay. So they had some beef. I don't know if that's gonna go anywhere or not. I wanted to say that I hate Sam Roberts. I think he's fucking worthless. I really do. I don't know why he's there. And Mojo has another psychotic episode. So there's your big moments from the pre-show panel. And then we move on to the first match. Would be our Cruiserweight Championship match between Tozawa versus Buddy Murphy. About a 13-minute, 20-second match here. So here's my question, boys, my fellow wrestling marks. Once again, we see the Cruiserweight match with two extremely diverse, talented wrestlers just putting on a clinic, right? A counter clinic, a chain wrestling clinic, a strike clinic. I mean, just an absolute fabulous match. 4 title in the company, and we are still the pre-show match. Why is this not being featured on the main card? Do they not care about 205 and the Cruisers?
And Rob, the other thing, did you not hear the way the crowd was? When was the last time you heard a crowd react that way to a pre-show match?
Well, that's true, but you know,
I mean, they were into it. So everybody wants to see these guys. Everybody's into the Buddy Murphy title run here and what he's done, and they possibly are even showing up early because they know this is the only way to see it.
I mean, possibly. I don't know if 205 Live is having that much pull as far as tickets go right now. Like, I don't think they're bringing too many tickets in.
No, not at all.
But they could be. Is kind of my point on this. But the crowd, to Adam's point, the crowd all night was just in this pay-per-view. It was a very strong, very good crowd. It made the pay-per-view, I think, more fun than it would have been, say, in a Greenville, South Carolina venue, right?
Yeah. And is Houston a markdown or Fruity Pebble?
I mean, it's Texas wrestling, right?
Yeah.
Old school.
Bruce Pritchard is there. You know, it's got bookers from there. It has some roots.
Sure.
So yeah,
they're going to buy in. So of course, I think the reaction was proper.
Yeah. So, but again, I mean, we're looking at why not put these guys higher in the card? Why not have these separate You know, the buffer match, whatever you want to call it. Brian?
What, before? You mean before the chamber? You can't have it before the chamber.
Okay.
I think having it first right where you do is just the match is going to be too good, right? To have on the main card. If that sounds weird
you think it's
to say,
too good? I mean, isn't that where the too good is supposed to be?
It deserves to be there. Don't get me wrong.
Because
it
would outshine the other ones.
Right.
But
right.
I mean, fuck it, let them outshine. Right?
And because I mean they don't really put too much worth into the show as it is. So why have this match on the actual Elimination pay-per-view when
and
it's not really
yeah.
No, I was gonna say when it's there's
no
no
Rob,
consequence.
To your comment there about let them shine, this whole night felt like it was about let them shine. So why not put them on the main card?
And I mean, look at Taker and Shawn, right? The one I forgot the pay-per-view. Help me out here, but the one where they stole the show, they weren't the main event, and it led to them being the main event the next year. Was it Mania? Was it Mania that they?
It was Mania.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was Mania.
Okay, so but there you go. You had to know that somebody thought, hey man, this match might actually be the talk of the night when they put it at the bottom, you know, in the card, not on top of the card, as the main event. So you kind of know the cruiserweights could do it, so why not just let them? That's my point. I'm rambling. What's the board say?
Let's see. Everyone's asking where's Adam?
Tel Aviv.
Yeah, Tel Aviv apparently. Live in Tel Aviv.
Yep. He's
and
at Fat Camp.
Yeah, Stike is just he's saying WrestleMania 25.
Okay. That's all they're saying.
Yeah.
Rob is probably the only one who might watch the bar heavy. I was feeding my kids, man. It was on. What are you gonna do? All right.
Hey man, I saw it too. Don't feel bad.
Well, look, I just it's an A+ for me for this match. If we're giving grades on it, I don't know why Buddy Murphy's not on the main card. I know it's a pre-show match and we're talking about it more than we should, but the match it's worth talking about, right? Let me see here. They could have also. They did an interview with the New Day during this cruiserweight title match. They could have done that. They have another 40 minutes in the pre-show where they could have interviewed New Day. They didn't have to do that during the cruiserweight match.
You know, that pisses me off, though, but that's their new pattern. The match that they booked that goes what would be a commercial break in the pre-show, they decide to show their own commercial.
Well, you know, Ike Turner had a pattern, too. I mean, it doesn't make it right?
Ow, wow.
Yeah. I'm just saying. You only want to beat us with these stupid-ass patterns you got.
Yeah, the board is just...
take that back to Nutbush.
They were really digging the cruiserweight match.
Who, the board?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh, the voice of the board there, Brian.
Oh yeah.
The voice of the board.
Voice of the board.
It's a really, hey, look, here's my final question on this one, and then we'll move on from it. Buddy Murphy, does he not have, you know, mid-card or top-card talent written on him?
Who are you asking, me or Vince?
I'm asking you. Well,
me?
yeah, you.
Me, yes.
So you say Vince says no. He's got the size for it. I mean, I know he's in 205 Live, but he's got the body size for it. He's got the personality. He looks bigger than he probably is just in his personality, right?
I don't see.
Yeah, but could he ever work with any of the real, true heavyweights? His finisher, he has to lift a guy and twist him, and
really?
I mean, I just don't see him.
Who is the champ?
It would be tough.
Who's the champion right now? Smeagol is the fucking champion right now. I mean, Daniel Bryan.
I get that, but like working with a guy like even Baron Corbin, could he do that? Jinder Mahal, could he do that?
Does it matter? Because again, Daniel Bryan is a tiny little man boy, and he is the champion. So he's had to wrestle all these people. Finn Balor can do it. Buddy Murphy's stacked, man. He's not a small dude.
I guess what I'm trying to say the difference is Buddy Murphy's moveset. Daniel Bryan's moveset is take out your legs, ground and pound kind of thing. He's not a high flyer. Buddy is I'm going to lift you and twist you, and I'm going to jump around on from the ropes. It's just, I don't know. I could be absolutely wrong, Rob.
You are.
I think
that's my opinion.
You're thinking way too much into it.
I
think if that came to it,
As always.
he would change his moveset to fit that style. But I think if the question, could I see him have a title run like that? Sure. Do I think it'll happen? No.
No. Okay. Yeah. All right. So A+ for me. Anything, Brian? A+ for you? Yeah, probably.
Yep. Probably.
Adam, A+ for you.
I'll go with solid A.
Okay, good.
I'm sorry. I'm still anti-pre-show. Even though the matches are great, you know, they're usually great, I'll say. I don't say they're always great, but they're usually the better ones on the card. At least that's like the trend.
I can't deny that.
I'm just offended that shows are 4 or 5 hours long.
Yeah.
Too long.
So you gave the match an A+, a perfect score, and you're still like, yeah, but I could totally do without ever watching that shit.
No, because I know it's a teaser. Because I know next fucking month it's going to be.
Because he's cheating.
I don't
he's
know.
cheating off my sheet. That's why.
No, it's going to be. Yeah, I'm cheating off your sheet. Look at this shit. It's going to be Baron Corbin against fucking Enzo in a shark cage match or some shit.
I think Buddy gets called up after he beats all of Neville's accomplishments. I mean, he's already. I don't know.
Yeah, they're waiting that 60 days. They made a point of it on the pre-show. I hate to say it.
Yeah. To back up Rob's arguments from Alex Carter. To back up Rob's arguments here, Cesaro doesn't look like he can lift anyone bigger than him, but he can easily toss Big Show out of the ring. So that's true. You know, size in the words of Bushwick Bill, size ain't shit.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. Our next one is gonna be the curtain jerker for the night. Our first chamber. So our historic chamber of the women's tag elimination chamber match. Let me just give you here real quick. We had Sonya and Mandy Rose versus Boston Hug to start out. Riot Squad comes in, Iconics, Glow, and then Nia Tamina. I'll start on a negative note for this match, okay? Just to kind of look at the ins and outs of it. Negative note here, Sonya Deville looks like she didn't belong in this match.
You shut your mouth.
No, she looked blown up. She looked a little bit out of place from time to time, and honestly, she looked kind of disinterested. You know, if you had to tell the other girl in a threesome porn video, hey, you want to act like you're doing this thing? The camera's on. It's kind of the thing there. It's like, can you do something, Sonya Deville? Just waiting for your spots. So.
And if Mandy Rose is the other one, she seemed too eager, like too early sometimes in some of her spots. You know, they definitely weren't in sync to be a tag team in this match.
I think they could have done a better job of finding somebody put in there. Brian, you okay there? You got something going on?
No, I'm just checking in with the board. Captain Obvious gave it a C minus. C minus for that one.
The chamber or for the
chamber match?
Okay.
For the chamber match, yeah.
Oh.
And Bang Bus is saying this match had weave flying everywhere.
You know, hey, look, I got to talk about I don't like to do the personal shit, right? We'll talk about on the dirt sheets tomorrow. I just want to say I thought it was kind of interesting that, number one, Naomi was even in the match. I figured with everything going on and, you know, legalities being what they are at the moment, that she would have been excused from this performance. But I did find it funny that the two hottest names in the dirt sheets right now were in the same pod together in Naomi and Carmella. And that's all I want to say about that.
Also, they were sent packing the quickest.
That's true. Now, and I don't know if we want to say, Brian, that did they determine Glow's run in this match based on
house arrest rules?
Right. Kind of like you're in the match, do the match. We're going to give like 5 seconds and you're fucking out. Do you think that factor played into their elimination here?
Potentially.
Yeah?
Yeah, or that could have played into how long they're actually lasting into the match.
Go ahead, Adam, then I'm going to counter you.
I think it did because, you know, they already had Mustafa Ali out.
Yeah.
And already had to make, you know, some cards subject to change. And they got a lot of great press on the twist of Kofi with that side. To do this to Naomi and Carmella, they're like, look, we haven't decided your punishment, but it's just too fucking late to switch this. So you're going to go out there and you're going to lose first.
Right, and here's my counter to both you guys on that one, is the fact that the Usos, which we'll talk about not much later, Usos took the titles back tonight.
Makes no sense.
And if you want to ask me, was it Jay or Jimmy the one that had the issue with the cop? I was getting anyway. The Uso that was on the scene, I think it's Jimmy. Jimmy was, by reports, was drunk and taking his shirt off and trying to go at the cop. And again, we'll talk about it more tomorrow. But to me, that's more egregious than maybe what Carmella did, or not Carmella. I'm sorry, but Naomi did. So if you're going to punish Naomi by eliminating her from the chamber, then why would you give the belts to the more egregious of the violations in this situation?
Because at the end of the day, the one guy was defending his wife, the other was a drunk driver.
Yeah, I mean, it's debatable. It's debatable. I hear what you're saying. I'm with you. But again, this is not the story of the match.
I mean, no. But if you were to hear about a friend that went up on a cop, and then you find out that it was in defense of his wife, it's a different story.
Yeah. No.
If you find about a drunk driver, that's a stupid choice.
It's the motivation's understandable, but the decision to do so is stupid. I mean, it's a cop. What's he gonna?
And again, I know we're not kind of talking about this.
Yeah.
But the other one is in a potentially pending lawsuit. So let's just get them out there. Let's get them out of there.
Yeah.
They weren't even in very long.
Okay. I will say, though, that their elimination was done by the Iconics, and I thought that was a fabulous elimination. It was like a – how would you describe that, Adam? It was like when you shit. What's it called? You jump over the back and you roll up under and you flip them over the pin?
Sunset flip.
Sunset, yes, thank you. I know that. Sunset flip, but then like Billie Kay came over and threw her body on the legs on the other side. It was something very creative, a lot of flippy stuff.
No. Peyton was the one who did on the other side.
Okay.
Billy did the sunset, but it was just perfect.
Yeah.
It was very fitting. If you noticed, all of their even pin attempts were both of them together. Either they both pinned separate women at the same time, or they both tried to pin the same women. They were very entertaining.
Hey, Adam.
Yeah.
Did you know what the actual team name for Tamina and Nia, what their name is?
No, what is it?
Samoan Slaughterhouse. Did you know that? I just found that out.
Is that legit, or is that fan fiction? Or?
Samoan Slaughterhouse.
Who's telling you?
Boston,
found that?
Boston Hug Connection, Fire and Desire.
Uh-huh. Simone Slaughterhouse.
Simone Slaughterhouse.
Oh, so bad on so many levels.
Fabulous Glow, Iconic Duo. Get out of here with these names.
Great names. Great
Terrible.
names. Yeah. Okay, so Iconics take out Glow. Iconics then get taken out by Nia. I mean, we can go through, see anybody else where, Riot's taken out by Nia. That's here nor there. I mean, Riot Squad did what they did. They were a seat filler, essentially here, to help make Nia look big. Nia going through that pod.
I do want to say, Rob, real quick before we go past the Riot Squad, their spot off the cell was the best catches I've seen anyone ever do on these things, because normally WWE wrestlers just let the other guy drop. They both took the bumps, and the women that were supposed to catch them did. I was shocked by that.
Oh, look, let's put there as the general concept in this match in the women's chamber is what we're talking about right now, and that there weren't a lot of the classic botches we've been seeing in the rushed women's division, matches. There was a pace to it. I don't like the fight. I don't like as much. They had a lot of heroin. It was like a Rumble match. They had a lot of heroin going around.
That makes sense.
On the outside. But for the most part, they paced themselves. There wasn't too much rushing. Not a lot of mistakes were made. I thought that was we should give them credit for that in this chamber, that they're learning, and I don't mean the women are learning, but the bookers, producers are learning, hey, let's slow them down and pace them out so they don't make a lot of mistakes. And I think that's reflected in what we saw tonight, Brian.
So they did it almost like a Ronda promo. They had it like planned out and just kind of.
I still say Fire and Desire was an exception to that rule, but otherwise I completely agree, Rob.
Yeah, I agree with that. There was a weak link in this match. It was Fire and Desire. And I think that's because they put them in a position in this match that was just a little bit more than maybe what they should have been. They shouldn't have been. I don't think they should have been the we started with you, we end with you, we're your final objective, we're the big boss, so you have to beat the level. Nah, you're not really that for me. But I do want to go back to hear Tamina real quick. Not Tamina, but Nia. Nia going through that pod on that attempted spear or whatever you want to call it, categorize it as. Going through that pod, I have to give her props. She went limp when she hit that back wall, and that's a great sell. So you got to give her props for just taking that and really setting the stage for the rest of the match, because that was an important spot to tell the story here, Adam.
Also, for Tamina's sake, we knew that if they lost or got pinned or whatever, it was probably going to be Tamina. Right. Having the entire remaining teams all gang up on Tamina made her look strong, I thought.
Yeah, absolutely. And Brian, Tamina was blown up. She was not in shape.
Well, she's had like 3 matches in 4 years, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to shit on her here, but I mean,
no, I know,
but a little bit. I mean, Tamina looked winded. I mean, very much so.
Who else could you put in that spot, though, right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess she works.
She makes sense.
She makes sense.
Yeah.
So does Nia and Tamina continue here as a tag team? Or are we done with them?
Do all of these teams continue or not?
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking.
I'm curious if they're all just named for this match, or if these are the tag division.
Well, Riot Squad has been a solid. They've been going strong as a team. The Sonya and Rose they've been a team. I mean, it's not, they didn't just throw them together for this match. I mean, if I look at this, the only ones
they went Boss and Hug.
right, Iconics aren't splitting up. The Glow team is very Frankenstein. Although that they've melded themselves to have common characteristics, they make a good tag team. What they've created, but it's a newer tag team. And then of course,
and they both don't belong in the women's title hunt right now, so it makes sense. Right,
and then Tamina and Nia, you don't really want them in the title hunt right now. You got a lot of big big names in there. You don't need Nia there. So if Tamina, if the only way she can wrestle is in a tag team because it limits the time that she has in the ring, kind of protecting her from blowing herself up every match, then you want to put her in a tag team. Then Nia can be the spoiler, the evil demon, the Medusa of the tag division.
But isn't that such a cop-out, right? Just to throw someone in a tag team division just because you don't think that they can.
No,
right?
and actually, Brian, you bring that up, but I heard an episode of Bruce Pritchard, his show, and he was talking about Billy Gunn and Road Dogg.
Yeah,
said that Billy Gunn had asthma issues, so why his solo career never really took off how people would have wanted it to is because he literally could not hang, physically in singles matches. He had to have those matches where he could step out, take a breath, literally. So. I mean, yes. So if Tamita's if the only way to use her and keep her going is with Nia in a tag team, yeah, it makes sense.
I mean, as far as like kind of making the.
That's like natural disasters.
Well, I just mean as being. It just makes
big guys.
It makes the division kind of, I don't know, not all that exciting if you're just putting someone in there.
But regular fans don't know that. Brian.
I know.
We're talking about.
Also, Brian, it gives you a monster team that's different from all the others. They're the ones that are clear and above different from the other five.
I'll give you examples here. So, Powers of Pain.
Sure.
Right? The Twin Towers. These were big monster tag teams. They didn't necessarily ever hold the belts, though. They just kind of terrorized the division. Skyscrapers, right. They just kind of terrorized the division. They never really were perennial champions. Right? Okay, so...
Joker. What's up, Joker?
Oh, Joker's here. Hey, what's going on? Speaking of Joker, what's going on the YouTube live chat board?
Grades are going up on the board. Stike is giving it a solid B-. Bang Bus is giving it a B-.
I'm giving it a B.
B? Yeah, for you?
Yeah.
Let's see. Stike saying, I think that it'll be Sasha and Bayley versus Nia and Tamina at Fastlane, and then at Mania it'll be Sasha and Bayley versus Trish and Lita. Come on. Are we really getting to that fucking nonsense now? I guess we are. Mania season, right? Oh, no.
Wait. Sasha and Bayley, Trish and Lita. They can't bring Trish and Lita. That was a fucking dumpster fire. That would be such a big mistake. Horrible. I don't know. All right, so here we go. That was the women's the women's chamber. Hey, just to close this one out, the women's chamber. So we got obviously Boss and Hug wins it. And I understand again. This is the first women's. I've been harping on this. This is the first women's tag title, and it's special, and it's a new benchmark in the women's revolution. And I'm not trying to sound like an asshole here because I'm usually the one defending the women moving forward. It's just, again, when they accepted it, come on, girls, one time just say, yeah, we accept this title for fucking us. Stand up tall and proud, hold it up, and just fucking, this is for us. You don't need to give us another speech that this is for the locker room. We know that. We're there with you guys. We are, but let's move on. Let's stay in character for a little bit.
But before we move on, can we also acknowledge I called this last summer?
What's that?
Oh, Boss and Hug?
That they would be the first women's tag champ.
Okay, Adam. Yeah, we'll send you a T-shirt.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Speaking of T-shirts, don't forget to check out markedoutgear.com. That is our T-shirt site. We're still growing, still creating new designs, but check it out, markedoutgear.com. You can use the promo code SmartMarkShow or Marked Out with all one word, all caps. Either one of those promo codes will give you 10% off your entire order of our own custom podcast T-shirts, apparel, our original designs that have nothing to do with the cast.
We're wearing shit right now, actually.
Yeah, I got a dry fit MOWP marked out podcast T-shirt. You got the Monday Night DVR T-shirt.
So soft.
Right.
I love Raw, but it's just too long, right?
It's too long. Got to fast forward.
Yep.
So again, Mark, that
Monday Night DVR is our best seller.
It is. We sold one.
Yeah.
So markedoutgear.com. No, it's we sold a few. Markedoutgear.com. Again, the promo code SmartMarkShow are marked out, all one word, all caps. 10% off your order. Either one of those promo codes will work for you. We're too lazy to delete one, so go with it. Here we go. Next on the card, let's go to we got Usos and Shane and Miz. And again, we'll talk more about the Usos tomorrow. I'm a little perplexed as with the zero tolerance policy, why they had this match, why the match ended with the Usos winning the title. Especially, and here's my complaint, guys, as we go into this match. I don't have much to say about the match itself. It was pretty standard. I gave it a C. I mean, it was spotty for Shane and slow paced, and there wasn't nothing special about it. But you let the Usos win the title here for what, the 20 fucking time in the last year, right? So back to this. I'm sure they're going to tangle with New Day next because we haven't seen that yet. But with all the tag teams we have working right now in the division, and you introducing new ones to try to juice up the division, you couldn't have them lose or be replaced by somebody. Maybe they could lose so Shane and Miz could drop to fucking Ascension the next night. I don't know. Honestly, and I'm not even joking here. Maybe Ascension. But,
Rob.
Well, go ahead.
The only thing that I can think of that makes sense is because they had to get the belts off Miz and Shane to further their feud to WrestleMania.
They could do it tomorrow.
Right.
I agree. You're right. There's tons of other booking here, but maybe they're just like, you know what? Fuck it. Just let the Usos have it.
No,
they are still in contract issues. So
Yeah.
they don't want them to leave, I'll bet.
But Adam, it's $1 billion corporate entity, right? They have divisions and departments. You're making it sound like it's 4 stoners in a back room going, oh, man, he got pulled over by the cops. Man, fuck that. Yeah, just go ahead and keep going. We'll fix it later, man. No, this is like pros sitting in a boardroom
No, but
going.
there's clearly, they did this last year and got off scot-free. Why wouldn't it? I mean, that's just what I'm saying.
What did they do last year?
The Legacy people or the Rock's kin, I don't know what it is.
What did they do last year? Who got arrested and then got the belt the next night?
Squared up on a cop.
he got a DUI last year.
Who?
And they got arrested for drunk and disorderly or whatever it was. They were drunk and when they went to jail last time.
Pronouns.
Yeah, who?
The Usos, not Shane and Miz.
So this is their second time in a year anniversary they fucked up before. Okay, look. All I'm saying,
It's a little over a year, but
okay.
yes.
He's correct. Jey Uso arrested for DWI.
Okay, that's not the point.
Boom! Check the tape.
I wasn't arguing. I don't care. It's fine. Nobody said you were wrong, jackass.
Everything's a contest with this guy.
Right? What the fuck? Nobody said you were wrong. All I'm saying is that there was plenty of other talent on the roster that you could have fit into this spot, or that you not give them the belts and let Shane and Miz drop it Tuesday night to somebody. That's all my thing.
It could have been the thing that even though, obviously everybody knows that, or for the most part, everybody knows that he got arrested. So maybe this is their way of giving us a little,
a swerve on reality?
Misdirection. Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Swerve on reality. I like that.
Okay. I give it a C+. Anything on the board about this or anything else you guys got?
Let's see. Stike is saying, to me, the Usos winning is plain and simple the AEW effect. Usos 6-time champions now.
Okay. So tell me, the AEW effect. What is that? Stike, spell that out for me. Ryan, do you know what that is?
I think he's just talking about just making the soldiers happy, right? I guess giving them, more
making
clout.
the guys whose contract's about to expire happy.
We'll use
okay.
you more. We'll give you more TV time. However, the Usos kind of shot themselves in the foot, or at least Jimmy
do you think the Usos are that valuable?
To me, no.
I don't think they are.
As a lifeline to The Rock, yes.
They're a WWE creation to me. I feel like I know they had a little bit before that, but
the Rock and Vince and WWE are not going to have a fallout if they happen to fire the Usos. The Usos is not defined.
No, but I'm saying the Fatus are the last of them. The Anawahis are gone.
Yeah.
I mean, so the Rock, they're just falling off. Nia,
okay.
We have Nia, and we've got the Usos.
Okay, so Vince is sitting there making decisions, and he's like, God damn it, I can't lose all my Samoans. Okay, I got to keep her.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's.
And there's no other. He doesn't have another Samoan family to pick from.
Yeah, you live in a crazy town. What's the board saying?
They're just they're throwing up their grades now for the tag match. D+ for Captain Obvious.
Why put a plus on a D? That's so
I don't
funny.
know. C- for Bang Bus.
Yeah.
And let's see. And also, let's not forget, The Miz is now a 2-time
Loser?
champ. Yeah, I guess so.
He lost. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay, cool. So, there's that match. Let's move on now to Bobby Lashley and Lio Rush handicap match. Finn Balor for the IC title. Look, this is interesting here for me. It was the fun of Leo versus Balor with the storyline relevance of Bobby versus Balor. Like, to me, it was almost like they're like, hey, do we want to put Bobby with Finn? No. We need to add something to it. Can Bobby wear, like, bells? No. How about Leo fights? Okay, let's do that. That'll give us an entertaining factor. Like, Bobby can't do it on his own is what I'm getting at there, Brian.
Is
that why? Are you reading the board?
Oh, yeah, I was reading the board.
Okay, Adam, that's what I'm.
Yeah, well,
are you with me on that?
I'm listening to you, Rob. Yes, I agree with you. And what's even more confusing is you throw Leo in this match because you need him to carry the ring time and help with the feud on the mic and all that. And then after the match, you completely, seemingly disconnect that relationship.
Well, Bob we were texting with Bob during the everybody's favorite Bob from Memphis. We were texting with him during the match, and he did bring up a good point that the heels don't necessarily break up. I mean, sometimes, but more times than not, there's the begging portion. So this might allow Leo to come back groveling and make Lashley more of the controller, the master.
So this is more of a Jinder Mahal Singh Brothers thing, then.
Okay. I mean, I wouldn't put that much shit on it, but.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
Both times he lost the title, he beat the shit out of the Singhs, or whichever one was healthy.
So basically,
and then they're still with him.
So the Stockholm Syndrome fucking storyline. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I could definitely see that because they have made Leo look very dependent on Bobby. Like,
my man.
There you go.
I was just getting used to them being together too.
I don't think they're done.
You don't think so?
No.
I hope not.
Adam, do you think they're done?
I hope not.
No.
I think they're done, Brian, but I hope not.
Let's see here. Bang Bus. Vince probably saw Bobby talk to himself in the mirror and said, wow, that guy has a good promo. Let's split him and Leo up. Yeah, it's weird. That's an awkward thought. To me, all the title changes is Vince setting up his champions for WrestleMania. Well, obviously.
Sure.
Obviously, everything right now is setting up for Mania.
Setting up. Usually, Mania is a face chase. This is not a face chase to put it on Finn now. I thought he was going to lose the night, put the Demon on at Mania, and take down Lashley.
Put the Demon on at Mania. Well, obviously no. Obviously, Lashley's got other plans. Well, you know what? Fuck, I didn't even think about this. The fact that we had Lashley show up in this new faction, which we'll talk about in a minute.
Oh God.
Tonight, that's Leo's gone. He's out now.
205 Live.
Yeah.
That's what I think. That's a nail in the coffin. I think that's why they did it, and I think that's why they booked this in the order. I didn't want to get ahead yet, but I agree with you, Rob. That they're hand in hand.
I mean, we're not going to talk about Strowman and Corbin, so we can just kind of meld these two together. We'll go back in. We'll go into the faction of it, but I guess it's over. Okay, so Finn's the new IC champion. The match was good for what it was. Like I said, you showcased with Leo, you storylined with Bobby. Finn has the title. Is this going to be a extended run? Are we looking at a perennial intercontinental champion Finn Balor, or is this here? Hold this until we get the other belt ready for you.
I think it's going to be until at least Mania. Or through Mania.
Through Mania?
For sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I think this is
we're
saying they're setting everyone up for Mania. So this is what they're doing with of course for Finn.
Okay, Adam, do you think is he going for a Miz type run, like an extended run, or is it just through Mania? Because Mania's only 60 days away or something like that. So
yeah.
I mean,
I don't know if he holds the belt that long, but I think he takes the division, if you will. He's going to be involved in it up until SummerSlam. He might win Money in the Bank or something, and then he becomes main event again. But I think he's involved in an IC picture or title run all the way to SummerSlam. Like you said, Mania is right around the corner. It's not like what's he going to drop it at Fastlane? Yeah. There were too many guys that were off show tonight for all the guys that were to be at Fastlane.
Right. And
I think he sure carries it to Mania.
And don't forget, most of the story arcs that lead to Mania have already been going for months, if not a year already. So, we can't act like this pay-per-view was legit setting up every aspect of the storylines for Mania. This has all been in play. Or a lot of these have been in play, minus,
little tweaks here and there.
Tweaks here and there. Justin Reside on the Twitch. Sorry, I've been ignoring you guys. He said, Adam on the phone, that means that he went to the NBA All-Star game. That is untrue. He did not go to the NBA All-Star game here in our home of the Queen City, Charlotte.
I don't even think he. Adam,
No, I was playing in it.
You were playing in it.
He was playing in it. He was. I don't know.
Yeah, on 2K.
Yeah,
on
2K. AJC 17339. I haven't read his stuff, but he's there too. AWA.
How come it's not coming up on my end?
I don't know.
Weird.
Yeah, it's weird. Anything else on the board before we move on to?
No one's given any love for the Strowman and Corbin match.
Well, let's just talk about that real quick. Let's get that out. I gave that an I for incomplete because I really didn't watch it. I think me and Brian talked about shit during that one.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, talked about our experience here at our local show.
The announcers, for since you missed it, the announcers when the match ended said, "Oh yeah, we forgot during all this it was a no DQ match."
Oh, I did.
Like three guys come out and just destroy Braun for 10 minutes, and then at the end, after they steal Shields' move, but standing on stairs and adding an extra table, they then have Baron Corbin pin him, and the announcers go, "Oh yeah, this was a match."
And
I forgot all about it.
I don't want to be so insulting to think that the professionals that do this for a living wouldn't have thought the way that I'm thinking. I want to think that they had this plan, but you can definitely look at this and go, maybe they're watching it in the back and going, "Man, fucking Braun and Corbin, we're killing them. Somebody send some people out there to do some shit." Now, I know that's not how it happened, but it certainly does leave you with that impression that they were like, fucking save the day. But we have this big faction, right? This new faction of Baron fucking Corbin, Bobby fucking Lashley, and Drew fucking McIntyre.
What's their name, Rob?
Well, that's what we're going to get at. And I know Adam's like, fucking Drew can never be by himself. Apparently Bobby can't
That's
either.
what they keep doing.
Apparently all three of these guys, well, Corbin can't be by himself because he's horrible.
Corbin's the mouthpiece?
He's a mouthpiece, so he's horrible. So now we have Drew and Bobby that can't be by themselves. Just beat up Braun Strowman, who can't be by himself. I don't.
Is this the main roster version of the Forgotten Sons?
Maybe because this group of four big guys who you think would be dominating the landscape, and I'm throwing Braun in this.
Sure.
Are just almost kind of a side joke, like what people laugh about at the water cooler, right? Look at the big guys. They thought they were going to be like doing something, but no, the boss didn't let that happen. Yeah, just like these poor guys. I'm thinking these guys could be. Drew's not horrible. You can use him. Bobby's not horrible. You can use him. Braun in the right role is amazing. You know, of course, I'm not going to say anything good about Baron Corbin. I don't think he should be in professional wrestling. But you cannot tell me that you cannot find more creative things to do with these big guys. It is such a disservice to me as a fan. It's an insult to me as a fan to watch these big guys be used like this shit.
I wonder how Drew feels about it all. And Bobby, too, actually.
You know,
I bet Baron is fucking doing backflips, though, right?
Baron's getting, he's fucking.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's milking the cows, bro. He's fucking, all I want.
Right.
You know, Baron, the least deserving guy, is getting the most pushes out of this group of Titans.
I don't get it.
I don't either. So, anything else on the board or from you guys about this topic before we move on?
Stike is saying on the board, Braun and Baron equals bathroom break.
Obvious, yeah.
And you know what? Maybe it wouldn't be if this wasn't like the 8th time that we've seen it. What is it? 7th? I feel like we've seen this a bunch, right?
Yeah, it's one of those numbers. I can't remember what it's called, but I think it means I don't fucking care anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
And then let's see. At Fast, excuse me.
Brian hit puberty, everybody.
Yeah, right. At Fastlane, it'll probably be Baron, Drew, and Bobby versus Braun, Kurt, and Finn.
Oh my, it's so horrible. Why put Finn in that? I mean, I know this is hypothetical. But why put Finn in that situation? That is so bad. Justin Reside on the board saying with Braun and Baron even promoted as a no DQ match. So we basically mentioned that, and no, they brought it up at the end. But I will say this: the ending table slam.
They announced it on WWE Network on Friday or Saturday.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, thank you. Okay. I mean, no, thank you for the answer. I sounded ungrateful for a minute, like, yo, fuck you.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Yeah, you did. You definitely did. You're like, oh, wait, he provided something good.
Right. I can't shit on Adam. Bah. So, I don't know. This says move on. It doesn't matter. It's fucking bleh. So let's go to
Wait, we didn't name them. We didn't name them, though.
Oh, yeah. What's her name? Do you have a name?
Oh.
I have a name. It's called Three Man Band. I mean, Jimmy or James Corrigan, whatever the fuck his name is, from Smashing Pumpkins. He did the Smashing Pumpkins with a whole new different set of people. So fuck it, Drew is doing this with different people. It's 3-man band.
James Corden. Isn't he the fucking karaoke guy, the car karaoke dude?
Yeah.
The British dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, that. But I'm talking about the Smashing Billy Corgan.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, I've got a name.
Yeah.
So what if you base it around Lashley as the leader, and you can call it 3-man headband, and then you just have all the guys wear headbands.
3-man headband.
There you go.
Doesn't matter what I have to say anymore.
Yeah.
All right.
Wait. If Drew shaves his head, they could also do the headbands really like the same alopecia way.
They can call up Dawkins to be in the mix. All right. Let's move on. Ronda and Ruby Riott. Man, oh man. I know the consensus around this was, just squashing Ruby. But I really think, yes, it was squash. I don't know, was it 2-3 minute match? I think this was the absolute best scenario that you could ask for in the Ronda Rousey and Ruby Riott match. This was perfect. Absolutely perfect. And the reason I say that, boys and girls, is because Ronda has been exposed as of late, both on the mic and in the ring. And I think that's why Charlotte was added to the Mania situation. Not because of anything else besides that Ronda cannot carry the main event of WrestleMania. So tonight, in order to make her look strong, you find a good worker who's a veteran in the ring. Bingo, Ruby Riott. You let her have a quick, decisive match. That way there's not too much that can be fucked up. Ruby can carry her through it. Give her a victory. Give her a little little mozzie going into matzo ball, going into Mania. This was your best scenario. Because otherwise, if you had 5 more minutes in this match, Ronda's exposed again on a big stage. People can see the fuck-ups left and right with her. You have to hide those, and that was a good match to hide. Anything from you guys on this? I'm sorry.
Mine was just, I'm glad it had some substance to it afterwards, because, nobody except for Ruby Riott even tried to defend the position that she was going to be in this match. Nobody.
Can I ask a question to you and the board?
Who, me?
Anyone.
Yeah.
You, Rob, Adam, whoever the fuck. Vince.
Yeah.
Why was she wearing it almost looked like shield
gear? Yes.
Why?
Thank you.
Why?
Is she's got the wettest hair?
I feel like that's just like their knee-jerk reaction whenever someone's not getting over. They're just like, yeah, throw them in fucking combat gear.
I think it was to give her body armor because she got her fucking ass beat with a crutch.
True.
Now I know we're being a little hyper.
Every other time her stomach has been exposed, her back has been exposed. This is the first time it's been covered up, and she took an ass beating.
Well, we're making a big deal out of it, but it's something to do with a video game. I'm understanding. She's wearing the gear. There's something to do with a video game.
Wait, what? Like Mortal Kombat?
She's the voice of Sonya Blaze in Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Okay, so then that's why she's wearing that. So, but it's just funny that the coincidence between her and fucking character in Roman Reigns gear. I know it's just a mark. It's a mark conspiracy, is what it is. It's not anything. Perfect 11 says, hey. What?
It's a red herring to get us away from thinking Charlotte is Roman Reigns.
All right. So, again, squash match. Ruby Riott does her job, puts Ronda over easily with no drama. But then we get Charlotte, as we were talking there for a moment, Charlotte coming in and Becky coming in and Crutch is involved. And I'll just say this. You can work a chair shot. It's pretty easy, right, Brian?
Yeah.
It's still going to hurt a little bit, but
sure.
You can work it. You can work a table spot. You can work, throwing somebody into a pole. You can work hitting somebody with a kendo for the most part. The way she was swinging that cane on Charlotte and then on the flip side on Ronda, there wasn't much work you could do in that. That fucking cane was, or that crutch was fucking everywhere. Those girls are going to have some fucking welts. I'm not saying anybody's injured, but they're fucking hurting. They're hurting right now.
Yeah, she did. When you saw Drew and who was it? Fucking the other guy, Bobby. They were clearly making sure they got square back shots on Braun with the chair. Becky was just swinging at everything. Ronda's face was busted up, like you said, I can't wait to see them cut their promos tomorrow, all bruised up.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, it makes me wonder. There was a point where Ronda was reaching for the other crutch, and I don't think the other crutch was supposed to be involved because the ref came later and tried to take it from her. But I think she was wearing Ronda's ass out so hard there that I think Ronda was going for she was truly trying to defend herself in that. Like, stop! You're fucking hurting me.
I believe it.
I don't think Ronda knew what to do, and I was waiting for Ronda.
I think that's where she went too far. I think Becky got caught up in the moment and went a little too far. There was a couple times Ronda's like, do I roll out of the ring? And she somehow stayed. I think she was hoping the ropes would take some of the brunt of some of the attacks.
Maybe. I just, in my head, I'm seeing that I was waiting for Ronda to break break kayfabe and just knock her the fuck out. Like, legit, shoot fighting, knock her out. Like, I could honestly see after this segment, Ronda going to the back, and even Charlotte to an extent, and going and just knocking her the fuck out and saying, okay, the man, fuck you. That was too much. I know you want to make it real, and I get that. I talk to wrestlers all the time, and they tell me, hey, I like it when people lay into me. It wakes me up. It gets me going. It charges me. You get used to it. I hear it all the time. But you got to think, man, she was laying in hard. I don't know.
Yeah, but a chop to wake you up and a welt on every, 7 inches of your body.
Right.
They're very, very different. And the other big thing that's getting lost in all of this is that nobody came out for a long time. Like, I felt it got a little awkward at some point.
Yeah.
And you're right, Rob. Ronda did try to defend herself several times, like, and plead and be like, look, you need to stop. Like, I think the segment went further than it was supposed to, personally.
Yeah.
I'm definitely intrigued to see how it goes tomorrow, though, for sure.
Oh, yeah, it's added some spice to it. I definitely believe that.
Well, I just also think that if, one of them was actually irritated with another or whatever, or actually really taking their aggressions out, hopefully we'll see it tomorrow, and maybe, it'll kind of show through and maybe add some, fire to this kind of feud.
I'm with you. Just to close it out, I give the match an A. An A for what it was. For what it was intended to do, in my opinion. It did its job, so it's an A. It's not an exciting A. It's a fundamental A. Okay? And you guys got grades on this one? We move on.
You got
I'm going to go with D, and then the after segment was an A.
Okay.
Bang Bus is giving it a C on the board.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with a C as well.
Okay. Let's see. Justin Reside says, I think Becky Lynch went totally corn nuts on Charlotte and Ronda after the match. She's trying to get more for her 60-day suspension. I don't know. Within kayfabe, I don't know where it's going to go. It's interesting. Okay. Before we do the men's chamber, we had a segment with Mike the Miz and Shane in the trainer's room. Miz is going crazy. Shane's like, stop it. You stop it.
Scratches on his face.
Yeah, you stop it. Stop it. So that happened. Go home, Mike.
Called him Mike. He knows a shoot.
So that happened. Okay, so we see what's going to happen with that. So that's over. Then we had a Lacey Evans runway walk.
Favorite part of the show.
Yeah.
Why?
To the point, right? I don't know. Hey, look at me. Get ready for this. Here it comes.
She probably said something to the live crowd and maybe got him fired up. They went right to commercial when she walked out there. So
maybe she threw.
No, but then she walked right back, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It wasn't a commercial. It was.
Who knows?
Look at this.
Yeah.
All right.
Here's Lacey Evans
walking away.
Now here she goes.
Yeah, she was bragging about it on Twitter how she classed up the place tonight.
They should play in the character. Work it up.
All right.
All right. So we had Lacey Evans, go home, Mike, and then we had a Mojo Riley moment tonight as well, where he was talking again to himself. I think I wrote a note for this one. I guess I did, but I don't know what the fuck I did with it. Oh, Mojo.
Yeah, your note said skip it.
Yeah, Mojo has another psychotic moment. I don't know who cares about this. I really don't know. I don't think they could, just real quick, I don't think that they could repackage Mojo. I can't think of a way they could repackage him that anybody would care. And I assume that I'm speaking for the majority of fans, but maybe I'm in the minority, Brian.
So what you're saying is he's basically AEW bound.
But I think there'll be a horrible spot for him.
I'm kidding.
Everybody's going to AEW.
Yeah.
Everybody's on the fence. Man. Okay. So let's talk about the men. So it's started what? 9:25. 9:25.
Early.
9:25 Eastern. Yeah.
Even West Coast Kevin was fucking complaining about it.
Oh yeah, he was like, "It's lunchtime. What the fuck?"
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, and then we get 10 minutes of intros. This is what gets me. So you get Joe and Daniel starting, Kofi, AJ, Hardy, and fucking, of course, lazy stoner ass Randy.
You know he worked that into his contract when he re-signed last. He was like,
Right.
I'm only entering the fucking Elimination Chamber last.
Last 5 numbers on Rumble and last on the Chamber.
Yeah.
And if we do a gauntlet match, I just want 3 seconds. That's it. 3 at the end, and I'm fucking done. The thing about the difference between the women's tag match and the men's match to me was the women's match was very interactive with all tag teams in many, many different spots and ways, right? I know there was a lot of heroin in that match, but it still had a lot of moments with all of them. This one felt like to me that they were like, let's get the fucking other ones out of here and let's leave it with Kofi and Bryan, which maybe is a good thing. Seeing all the heat that Kofi had. Well, I shouldn't say heat, but face heat Kofi was getting.
Fire.
Oh, straight fire.
Yeah.
He's straight fire, man. So Kofi's over his shit. So are they saying, hey, let's get it down to Daniel and Kofi. Let's get the rest of you guys out. Because Samoa Joe in particular, Adam, is the one that boggles my mind. His first chamber, and instead of letting him shine in any kind of a way, you just essentially go, hey, this is what it looks like on the inside. Now get the fuck out.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't really get to work with, Kofi or Daniel Bryan long, and he was out before I think Jeff Hardy and Randy were both in. I know Randy was. I think they were both still in their pods when Joe got out. Why? You don't think that he can go and do some exchanges and I don't know. The way they booked Joe after his debut is mind-boggling. I know he had an injury somewhere in there, but other than that, I've never understood what they're doing.
It's funny because to me, Bray was the bottom. The bar for the bottom was how to not book somebody was Bray, right? Somebody who clearly had success. The fans were over on, and then you just destroyed them.
You think Joe's going to Bray kind of fucking
I
territory?
think Joe's past Bray.
Ooh. Really?
At least Bray had.
know what, though,
Bray had a
Rob,
couple runs. Yeah.
Bray is the only guy to go from the championship to the tag division. Everybody else went from the championship to the mid-card. So, I mean, Bray's still up there. Don't discount this.
No. Look,
the only reason Joe's not in the same boat is because at least Bray has been decorated with titles.
No, I mean,
a tag and a heavyweight.
Right. I mean, you could go through the story of Bray and see all the moments where you thought he was going to shine, a la Taker at Mania. Like, if there was ever a time to let Bray shine, it would be as the heir apparent to the new Prince of Darkness character, or whatever you want to call it. He made it. Fucking Undertaker would be the perfect time. Let Bray shine. No, you don't let him shine. So, he should be beating Cena. No. Let Cena get over. He should be beating this guy. No. So, yeah, Bray was, yeah. But Joe hasn't, they haven't even let him get past a certain, they tease him as this big, strong main eventer, and he always loses. Always. Name one feud that Joe's won.
Mustafa Ali.
I can't.
Mustafa Ali. That's.
Wait. Tyson Kidd.
That's fucked.
That's. You're
sir.
an asshole.
You, sir.
That's horrible.
We were having a nice time, and then
Brian was about to say it.
No.
Whatever.
No.
I mean, okay. Seth Rollins when he fucking broke him. I mean, yeah, okay. There's your Samoa Joe win. Tyson Kidd and Seth Rollins, both fucked up examples. But other than that, I don't know any creative storyline that he got ahead in. And I know, Brian, you're supposed to let the heels lose eventually.
And that's what I was gonna say. I mean, this is kind of don't you think Joe losing all the time, like he has been for the most part on the main roster? I mean, that kind of makes us care more about him, right? I mean, in a sense, we're kind of talking about him more. We're engaged about him more, just because we're kind of complaining that we want to see him do something else. But nevertheless, he's still getting talked about.
I think we care about him as much as
never in a positive light.
But he
still
looks strong. He still looks strong, though. It's not like he's just getting squashed the entire time.
Yeah, but it's kind of like if he was hanging off the side of a.
He's always the first one out. He's always the guy taking pins. He's not a monster. He's not booked.
Okay,
well.
all right. It's almost like if you were holding him off the side of a cliff, like he's gonna fall off the fucking cliff. You're holding him there. We're at the point now where like that last grip. Oh, come on, Joe. Come on, man. We're still there for you. And once he slips, it's going to be gone. He's gone. He fell down Bray Cliff. He's dead. We don't care anymore. Go to AEW. Whatever.
Bray Cliff.
I mean, yeah, seriously. The Bray Mountain. What's that? What's that?
Mount Wyatt?
Mount Wyatt. There you go. That's where you throw the presents off of for the Who's.
I like that name, Brian. Good job.
Bang Bus is saying that Joe won his feud against Kurt before joining Main Event Mafia. So there's that. He won that feud.
Wow.
Wow.
Thank you for that. Okay.
Hey, at least it's 2 wrestlers in WWE
Right.
There you
currently.
So you got yeah, okay. So Joe's out. Bye Joe. Hope you had fun for 5 minutes in the chamber. Hardy, I don't know why was in this match to begin with. I really
He had one good spot. He did off the pod onto AJ.
yeah.
That's it.
There's your one. Yeah. Thank you for that.
His contacts looked cool.
And then
Brian was talking about his fishnets.
Yeah. And then, of course, the only thing Randy's going to give you in his match is, here's your one RKO, everybody. And then, so they give Randy's one RKO against AJ Styles. He's gone.
Yeah, but it was phenomenal.
It was good.
It was a good one.
It was a good spot.
Every RKO out of nowhere is pretty much a good one.
They are.
I mean,
point, yeah.
you can't suck at them. They're pretty good. I'm just saying that it was like,
Pretty well.
I know. Shut up. I'm just saying AJ Styles, what a, like that. Anyway, so then AJ's gone.
Well, Rob,
Yeah.
I can't remember who said it. If it wasn't you, it was Brian. But that's setting up a feud between them at Mania. I believe Orton and AJ, that's their program.
Didn't they
going
already
forward.
do
I
that
think this was all about that.
Really, you think so?
Didn't we already see that?
Wow.
We've already seen that. Haven't we seen that?
This year,
No,
WrestleMania.
we saw them do one match, Brian, on SmackDown, and this is now suddenly budding into a feud because now Randy's done it twice to AJ in a row.
All right. This year at
Announcers
WrestleMania.
made a
Shut
point of it, so it's going to be a feud.
My God.
Oh, man.
I was trying to do a comedy bit there and just can't stop talking. I hate you, Adam. I fucking hate you so much. All right. So anyway, fucking.
Are we analysts or comedians?
Oh, this
Wow.
guy.
Wow. Are we analysts or are we just fans having fun talking about wrestling?
Oh, touche.
Yeah. Okay, so back to the serious show. Okay, so
We're
we let Kofi have the hero spot. Kofi gets a hero spot, takes Randy out. Everybody's excited. So now you have Daniel Bryan and the buzz of the world, Kofi Kingston. I think this is a perfect situation, absolutely perfect situation to make Daniel that much more of a hated heel. When you and they clearly, the corporate clearly boosted him up, right? They made Kofi look huge all week in social media to set up everybody's emotional connection to the match and to him within it. So I just say that
It worked.
It
The
worked.
crowd responded.
Yeah, I responded. I remember I was like, I'm changing my pick, guys. I'm all about Kofi right now.
And I don't think they milked it. I think they were smart about running with someone that, almost kind of got over when he wasn't really supposed to, because let's not forget, Mustafa Ali was obviously supposed to be in that spot, and
Sure.
he wasn't there.
So, but
Yeah, but Brian, they have a history of throwing a guy in a match and letting him do that all the way back to Big Show's dad dying and replacing Austin in the triple threat. And I mean, the other big thing is the fans bought in, just like Rob's saying, the crowd in this match for those false finishes when Kofi was on top. Oh my God, I was getting into it.
Yeah, but it wasn't even the crowd. I completely agree, but not even the crowd. But if you looked at just the sheer volume of mentions on the social media platforms this week going into Chamber, these last couple days, we had a friend that texted us a picture of Kofi wearing a belt. Like, what do you guys think? Everybody was talking about it. I know that, Adam. I'm just making an example, dickhead. It's not always about you.
He's not a friend.
I'm just saying that people were talking.
Yeah, exactly, right.
Wrestling fans were talking amongst each other about Kofi. That was built up. That was amazing. I wonder if the response shocked WWE a little bit, and maybe they're thinking, "Fuck, maybe we should do something with this guy." If he's getting give him the Ryder treatment. Ryder got the Mania moment, winning the belt on the ladder. The IC belt. That was fucking huge. Maybe they're thinking, damn, we need to give Kofi
who's
something.
Who's going to fight Daniel Bryan, Rob, at Mania? Couldn't they still book Kofi one-on-one with him?
You know what? At this point, I am completely okay with that. If they make that a thing, I'm okay with that. I think it's good for many reasons. both because they both want a hemp belt. I mean, that's the obvious one, right? Hey man, can I roll your belt? And the other one is going to be, I lost my train of thought talking about hemp.
Hey, imagine if the New Day next thing they start tossing out is hemp.
Yeah, it'd be good.
Yeah.
Dime bags. But also, it re-energizes the New Day in a way that we maybe haven't seen before. So I think it would be interesting. What's the board saying, Brian? I'm sorry.
Let's see. Perfect 11 is saying Kofi and Bryan at Mania makes the most sense. I don't know about that. That's a stretch. I mean, the fans would love it. I would love it.
I would love it.
But that's not.
Well, I mean,
not
it's going to be an undercard
match.
match, Brian. So why not take a chance?
That's not a Mania match. They like to go
you
big.
You don't think those two could put on a hell of a match?
No, I think they could.
Yeah.
But I don't think they would do that. They want to have fucking Daniel Bryan against fucking Batista or something stupid like that.
I think the heat is so strong on those two right now after this match and Kofi after this match that I think they could really play this well, and they should. If they're truly making
my only argument against you, Rob, is because they were one-on-one for so long in the Gauntlet and one-on-one for so long in Elimination Chamber. Can they give us something that's different enough at Mania? I
don't know. I mean, I think they could. These are both seasoned veterans of the industry. I think they absolutely could give you that one fight. I mean, that's like saying we've seen it many times. The greats of this industry,
AJ and Bryan.
Yeah, Flair and Steamboat. I mean, how many times did they give us, hour-long gold mines? I mean, yeah, just because they've had two matches doesn't mean they can't give us fucking thunder, right?
Okay, so that's a good point.
Yeah, I think it's smart, and maybe if they're trying to make the move to the new fandom that's kind of taking over the indie kind of, I want a wrestling storyline, I want wrestling matches, I don't want all this fucking hocus pocus stupid storylines you guys got, then this would be a good match to say, okay.
Well, that's true. I can get behind that.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they go that way, for sure.
Yeah, let's show you a different side. We'll give you a good wrestling match between two guys that you would like. Yeah, okay. So, I don't know. That's my take.
Most of WrestleMania for in terms of the top card or the main eventers or the whatever, you're right. It's all pomp and circumstance. It's very showy.
Yeah.
Why not put a good match like this on with some profile to it? Not just have it be a ladder match or a bunch of tag guys or whatever. I like it.
Okay. All right, so we all agree on that one. So real quick, Brian, what you got on the board? Anything?
Let's see. Well, actually, Bang Bus brought up a good point, saying about this could be the start of a potential New Day dissolution of their faction.
This is really you're struggling on this, aren't you?
I know.
This could lead to them breaking up.
Words are tough.
They could break
words are tough. Yeah, I've been awake for a while. And Big E kind of turning heel on them, and maybe them going their separate ways.
I thought about this. At first, I was like, maybe they could turn heel if he won the title. But then he just got the title from Daniel Bryan. But, I would like to see New Day as a heel again. They were fun as heels. I like to see him do it again, but I don't know if it would. I don't even know if it would break them up. I don't know if you want to break them up. Not yet. Let them go for longer.
Even with Kofi's success?
No, if Kofi...
I would like to see the celebration with them before they break up if he were to win a title.
Yeah, I think it would have to be a long form for them to break up over Kofi being like, hey, I'm better than... Maybe like Rock and Nation.
Sure.
He had to kind of get there, but...
Oh, of course they had to bring them up.
But it was fun for a while. Yeah, I had to go with the black-on-black comparison. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Way to go, Rob.
You going to bring up Crime Time next?
Shut your mouth, whore. Okay.
Real quickly, the other thing, how cool would it be, though, if Kofi won the belt and still part of New Day, and he's like, yeah, this belt's made of hemp. We can all enjoy this one, and all the puns and fun they could have with shit like that.
Oh, dude, yeah, and it makes sense. We said it before. If there's anybody you give the hemp belt to, it's fucking Kofi. Or Randy. Don't give it to Randy, though.
Or Sabu.
And you got other built-in
RVD.
feuds, too, with Big E and Rowan could, get into a tussle as their heavies. I like it.
Yeah. See, on the match, you read that text message, Brian, and I'm going to read the board here from Adam. If Kofi wins at Mania, they got to start. Okay, I saw that one. Just happy that the WWE title was finally in the main event, Adam. The WWE title is finally in the main event. What do you think about that?
Well, the Universal title wasn't on the show, and they put it in a stipulation that was
a gimmick match.
The name of the pay-per-view. So it's like saying Hell in a Cell.
Yeah. Close
down Hell in a Cell. You're like, oh, wow, it's amazing. I think I saw this one coming with it also the only other belt was the top belt on Raw, the IC, and the stupid tags. I knew they weren't going to be there.
Yeah,
I knew Ronda wasn't going to be there against Ruby. So what else would be the main event?
I don't know. You done?
I'm just trying to stall while Brian finishes the text.
I didn't need
so
to stall. I was trying to
us.
have a conversation with you. No, I agree. It's real wrestling. The main event was in the final match, but like Adam said, it was a gimmick. You know, when it's a one-on-one back in the main event, then I'm playing a game. Real quick.
Then it counts.
Perfect 11. Mania matches should be between people that the fans care the most about. Is there anyone right now people want to see face Daniel Bryan at Mania more than Kofi? That's a longer conversation. Maybe. Yes.
Yeah, the quick answer, though, is you put that on for those fans that he's talking about.
Yeah.
But the fans that aren't everyday fans that you're trying to get on, they, despite Kofi being around as long as he has, probably still have no clue who he is.
What about Shinsuke?
Yeah.
Shinsuke's contract's up before Mania. I don't even know if he's going to get there.
The analogy here is that with most of these feuds, especially going into Mania, is when there's something new, it's like, a little kindling. You're starting to start a fire up here. You got some smoke. You got some heat. But will WWE essentially pour a bucket of water on it, or we nurture these flames and make it bigger? If Kofi has
Rob, weren't we talking about – sorry, go on.
I'm saying if Kofi has 2 months to prepare for a match with Daniel Bryan at Mania or whatever the case may be, it's WWE's kind of their MO to just ruin it before we get there. So what's up, Adam?
I was just going to say, like the time that we all wanted and were ready for Braun to be champion, and they didn't pull the trigger.
Yeah.
The time when we're like in disbelief that Jinder Mahal, they pulled the trigger. Like, it's so weird. Like, all these guys, when I saw Jinder was going to, like, main event stuff, I'm like, oh, they're testing the waters. No way he gets the belt. When you see somebody like Braun or Kofi in a push like this, you're like, oh, this guy's going to get the belt, and they don't. So I'm baffled by their choices sometimes, and this is, I think, going to be one of those letdown ones, and this might be the only thing we ever get tonight.
Yeah, I mean, other examples are, Ryback. Look at Cesaro. Cesaro had a moment there when he split up with from We the Pizza.
Jack Swagger.
Yeah, when he split up from Swagger and he went on his own. He was the fucking hottest thing going. Even Stone Cold was talking to Vince saying, "What the fuck? What's up with Cesaro?" And they just didn't know how to use him. They didn't know how to keep that flame going. It burned out. Now Cesaro is relegated to kind of in a tag team. It's
hey, Rob.
Yeah.
Cesaro was actually getting over as a singles wrestler. Had a U.S. run before We the Pizza. I mean, he's a guy that always is kind of baffling to me why they never got behind him. Rusev had that unbelievably long run. He took the title from Cena, and then they let Cena, like, 5 months later end his undefeated streak.
Right.
Like, none of it makes sense sometimes.
You got to strike when the iron's hot. I guess is the point here, Brian.
I just don't think that.
And now Rusev was hot as shit again, and they turned him heel.
Yeah.
Bottom line is, I don't see Kofi. I don't see them doing Kofi versus Bryan at Mania. That's not a Mania match. I love Kofi and I love Bryan.
Give me something better, Brian.
It'll be a bigger name. It'll be
not the horse noise. I said something better.
It'll be Maria Menounos or fucking Stephen Amell or whatever the fuck they do.
It'll be Nia Jax.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? I would love to see that.
Nia Jax
versus Daniel Bryan, an intergender match at fucking Mania. Sign me up. All in. All about it.
You guys think there's any chance of Miz fighting Daniel?
I think that ship has sailed.
A face Miz against a heel Daniel Bryan.
I don't know if I want that. To me, Miz is not compelling as a face, so I don't know if they could develop that feud to make me care.
The only way I could see them doing the Kofi thing is if it kind of reminds me of when Daniel was on the chase, when he was the one that was supposed to go in the Mania match, and then the whole yes thing started. Like, Kofi kind of feels like he's in that spot now, and Daniel's the one that's sitting pretty with the belt. So I could.
Kofi definitely could get a yes chant movement, Brian. That's a good comparison.
Yeah, look, I think Kofi is what we've been asking for, and it's weird. And for me to say Kofi is that guy is honestly. It's a little shocking. I never thought I would have said it, but we bitched and complained that Roman Reigns had no experience. He was pulled out of developmental. He was thrust into the main event picture. They gave him a Hall of Fame career in 3 fucking years. We complained about that. We complained about a lot of people that they brought up And without any experience or any work on the roster or any character development, they just threw them right into title positions. We've been complaining about Charlotte's another one. You know, Sasha Banks, she's thrown right the fuck in there. I'm just looking at it right now. This is the person we've been asking for. We've been looking for a seasoned veteran that has put their due in, who knows the game, who can be a leader, who can hold your company for until you can find that next big face that you want, that next John Cena, that next Hulk Hogan, that next Stone Cold. He could be that guy to hold it for a little bit. He has all the qualities that us as fans have been begging for. You know, that's it. Go ahead.
He's the question, or he's the answer to the question we didn't even realize we needed to ask. Like, who's already on the roster that could make the waves that we need? Like, the way everybody got behind him, the way social media took to him, I believe Brian may be right that they don't do anything with media because I don't think they planned for this, Rob. I think that goes back to where you're right. There's no way they thought that this was going to get the reaction that it got, both before and after and during the match. Like, I just don't think that WWE has a plan fleshed out for this. I think you might be right. They're throwing darts and seeing what sticks, but they definitely found a bullseye here.
Oh, yeah. I mean, obviously Kofi was a last-minute selection, but just the selection of him, allowing him to shine. And I think the gauntlet match, allowing him to shine in a gauntlet match, I think it was intended just to make him look strong enough to be in the match.
Totally.
Right? Which I think is kind of an insult if you ask me. But it did the job. But it didn't, like, change anybody's minds about Kofi. I think what it did was it opened our eyes to what we were already looking at. Here is that veteran who puts on a show, who knows how to wrestle, who can talk the game. He's got all the qualities. He's not some big studly guy, but he's got all the qualities we want. Holy shit, he's been standing in front of our faces, and we haven't been paying attention. That's what this,
like the romantic comedy.
Right, exactly. Like the nerd who finally says, "I've been here the whole time and I've loved you," and you go, "Oh shit," and then they end up together. You know, this Kofi is that guy, in my opinion. It's like, God, we should have asked you out years ago. You know, that's my take on it. I don't know, Brian. Anything on the board?
Let's see. Well, Bang Bus is just saying that, you know, we were kind of shitting on, or some of us are shitting on, the possibility of Kofi having a match against Daniel Bryan. But then he also brought up the fact that John Morrison and Snooki had a Mania match. So why not Daniel and Kofi? Great point.
That's a really shitty way to put that, but okay, yeah. Sure, I'll play your game. 13200 on Twitch says gender is Indian.
No, that's Bang Bus. That's Bang Bus. Don't fall for that.
Okay, well, he says gender is Indian. I'll just say he's Canadian. Whatever. I don't know. You know what, man? It's actually very comforting, if I could say on a personal level. And we're going to start winding the podcast down now, guys. But it's very comforting to me to have the conversation about Kofi. I find it very welcoming and warm. Like, I like talking about the possibility of Kofi being a champion. And I'm going to be honest with you. It's really confusing and it's really odd. It just is. I don't understand it.
Well, and don't forget the last time Kofi was booked, and this is kind of weird, was booked in an Elimination Chamber. Edge beat the crap out of him before he could get in the pod and stole his spot. So that was, I think, 2012. Here now, 7 years later, he finally gets another shot at the Chamber. You know, so a lot of people felt for him, like in the way that we, you know, rooted for Eddie and Chris and maybe even Mark Henry when they finally got their titles, just because of how long they had been with the company as tried and true guys, really perfecting their craft. The fans were all like, yes, it's finally due. So there is a Mania moment in the making for him, Brian. It doesn't have to be a marquee match for everybody, but they could still do it.
Okay.
Brian's like, what? Yeah. Oh, cool.
Thanks for singling me out.
Okay. Oh, Brian probably forgot that 10 minutes ago he was against it.
Okay, so let's do this, guys. We're going to give you kind of our overall grade and impression from this pay-per-view, what we're taking forward into tomorrow, into the new road to WrestleMania. We'll give you our final little go here. You want to throw it on the board, guys? Throw it up on the board on the YouTube Live and Twitch Live chat board. If you're at home on the podcast, I just want to remind you, if you're at home listening, you're downloading the podcast after the fact, you're listening on a Wednesday or Tuesday or Monday or whatever it may be, markedoutpodcast@gmail.com, markedoutpodcast@gmail.com. You can send us an email and get involved. You got questions that you want to throw in here. You got scenarios that we haven't thought of. Man, send them to us. Let us get into it with you. We'd love to hear from some of you guys out there in podcast land. And also, you'll make a conversation on Twitter with @SmartMarkShow, Instagram @MarkedOutWrestling. Just, hey, we want to hear your voices because we don't have all the answers. Our live board has a lot of great answers, but they don't have all the answers, and the more the merrier for the party. My final, and we'll do me, Brian, and Adam. Me, Brian, Board, and Adam. We'll let Adam close out. For me, this pay-per-view was, I want to give it a low B. High C, low B. I expected shit. I expected this pay-per-view to be absolutely horrible. I really did. I thought the women it was a suspect situation. They could shine or it could be completely horrible, nothing in the middle. The men had potential to be shit as well. I guess every match really did, honestly, to say that. But for me, I was entertained enough. I had a bathroom break. Braun and Baron gave me a bathroom break. I actually paid attention to the matches. I was interested in what was going on. The situations after the bell, in some cases, were interesting, i.e., the women with Becky and Ronda and Charlotte. Even the men had some interesting kind of what the fuck's going on moments, like the Braun, the new monster faction of Drew and can't get right kind of people. So there's questions moving tomorrow.
Can't get right kind of people.
Yeah, I mean,
Jesus.
Well, no, I'm saying Drew and Baron and
I like that name better than Three-Man Headband.
There you go. Yeah, Drew Baron and fucking Bobby can't get right.
Team can't get right?
Yeah, team can't get right. So, so interesting questions. The pay-per-view did its job. I'm entertained. I'm looking forward to tomorrow. I'm hesitant to I'm cautiously optimistic going into tomorrow. I don't want to give it my full endorsement, right? So anyway,
all right.
So B-, C+, Brian.
I'm going to keep mine short and sweet. I'm going to give it a C. But until they figure out what they're going to do with the cruiserweight matches and their tag divisions, if they don't care about it, then why should we, right? Yeah. So until they figure out the whole card and just kind of get me to fucking give a shit about it, I don't know, man. There were some good parts about this show, but a lot of it was just that it falls into that category for me. So for me, yeah, I'm going to give it a C. And hopefully Fastlane will be a lot better.
Yeah.
But that's their WrestleMania go-home, right?
Right.
So who knows?
There you go. You want to do the board, and then we'll let Adam jump in and close it out.
Yeah, Perfect 11 on the board. Overall grade B. This show is held together by the opening and closing matches as well as the Becky run-in. The fact that Finn Balor is now IC champ and nobody is talking about it speaks volumes. That's true. I mean, Finn he's the IC champ, and that's kind of overshadowed by, what, Bobby crushing Leo?
Right, yeah. People more cared about that because we've seen guys like Finn and Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose, kind of these mid-card, upper mid-card guys. We've seen them run through the belt. It's like the belt is a whore. You're just passing around. Your turn,
right. And then Bang Bus has a prediction for you. He says, Kofi wins the title at Mania. Everyone is in the ring celebrating. CM Punk comes out and cuts a promo saying that this is what he wanted all along, then leaves again. Okay, no, sorry.
Yeah, you lost me until the end. I had you till the end, and you're like...
CM Punk.
Yeah. He rides off on his steed.
Right.
His steed.
To AEW.
Yeah, solid B. Like the pay-per-view ending early, so it's real wrestling.
Yeah.
So, yeah, solid B. I agree. Justin Reside on Twitch. I think this pay-per-view still has those WrestleMania darts to throw at the dartboard. Solid B-. Yeah, no, again, I think the story arcs have been set for a long time going into Mania, but you definitely change plans. You tweak stuff as you get there, and this is a good place to kind of make some tweaks and go, maybe this is going to work better. Maybe we can... I mean, again, it's only a card. You can change shit.
Sure.
They're not bound to anything that they had planned, right? All right, let's let Adam close it out. Adam, what you got, bud?
Overall, I mean, some of the matches were much more intriguing than others. As you said, storylines did what they were supposed to. The couple swerves of the night that I thought Miz and Shane might go to Fastlane with the belts, or even maybe just a Tuesday. I don't know. I am shocked about the Usos there, and I'm shocked about not Finn winning, but the breakup of Bobby and Leo to form Team Can't Get Right. That boggles my mind. Everything else in the storyline seems like there was a a clear-cut calculation, like you said, of a story build and stuff like that. Obviously, Kofi was last minute, but I think they might have struck oil or gold, whatever you want to say with that one.
Gold.
I think the big fallout, I would give the pay-per-view a B, but I think the big fallout that we're due tomorrow night is we're going to hear Vince say those favorite 2 words of his, "You're fired." And that'll be the next chapter in the Becky, Ronda, Charlotte story.
All right, let's see if that happens. It's certainly, I don't know. We'll get there. I don't want to jump on top of you.
I mean, we know it's going to be a match with all 3 of them, but I think that's the next chapter.
Okay, and I don't know if I'm excited about that or not. Honestly, I don't know. Vince is so wishy-washy to me that are we going to get senile Vince, or is he going to have his all of his shit in order? We'll see tomorrow, obviously. I'm looking forward to tomorrow. I guess that's the sell for me. And real quick, Bang Bus says, was this better than the Rumble?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so. I thought Rumble was solid. I don't think
Rumble was
so.
good.
How come you guys don't cover 205 more? Good show, 2 matches. It's his schedule and ease of schedule. That's really it, guys.
No, it's because people don't fucking give us any money on Patreon and all these other places.
Oh yeah, we haven't done it for 3 years and haven't
so
made.
We have to do jobs and we can't watch every show.
Yeah, so there's your extra content. Okay.
You're welcome.
Here you go. If you're new to us on the YouTube Live or Twitch or Facebook, if you're new to us on the podcast, this is our Sunday night reaction show to Elimination Chamber. Tomorrow night, join us for Monday Night Rawsome. We're going to talk about Monday Night Raw. We'll have a creative segment. We always try to have some fun segments. We got our awards that we do. And the dirt sheets. We'll talk about the rumors and shit from the weekend going into Monday Night Raw. We're also Tuesday night SmackDown. Join Adam and Brian there. They're going to talk about what's going on SmackDown, the fallout from Elimination Chamber. So that's 11:20 p.m. on the East Coast. That's tomorrow night Rawsome, and then Tuesday night is about 10:20 live on YouTube Live. And again, you can always get it on the podcast afterwards. So there is my little spiel to kind of let you know where we're at. Tomorrow night, Monday Night Rawsome, Brian and Adam and myself, we will be here again. Mark out like no one's watching.
I'll catch you on the flip side.
Marked Out Podcast is recorded, edited, distributed, and marketed at U-Record Studios in Charlotte, North Carolina. For more information on optimizing your podcast for increased listenership, check out U-Record on Facebook, Twitter, and email sales@urecordstudios.com or visit the website www.urecordstudios.com.
Yes! 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 Yes!
You're listening to the Electronic Media Collective Podcast Network. Yeah, it's a mouthful. For more great shows, visit electronicmediacollective.com.